CountingOn alum Amy Duggar King recently made headlines after her husband, Dylan, got into trouble with the law. According to reports, Dylan failed to pay rent for his restaurant, leading to a dispute with the landlord. Dylan eventually got sued and was ordered to pay a $236,000 punishment, but some Redditors think Dylan is trying to escape from his debts. According to reports, Dylan responded to his $236,000 punishment by denying some of the allegations he received. He denies all the liability and the damages owed and pleads for an alternative to the default judgment. The CountingOn alum added that the motion was wrongly entered, requesting the court to reconsider its ruling. The court filing states, "It is admitted that the agreement was signed and the first payment was made. However, the remaining allegations are denied, and payment has been offered." Regardless, Dylan still failed to pay the second half of his unpaid rent, which gave the plaintiff's decision to seek certain damages, interest, and fees based on their signed agreement. Some Redditors react to Amy Duggar King's latest Instagram post with her husband, Dylan. According to the poster, the CountingOn alum just came home from Nicaragua. It was later discovered that Dylan didn't go to Nicaragua for a mission trip, creating speculations that he may be trying to escape his legal troubles. Many are also puzzled about how Dylan continues to go on expensive trips while failing to pay for his restaurant's rent. So I looked into it. Nicaragua does have an extradition treaty with the US, but they don't always follow it. It is allegedly cheap to retire there as the US dollar goes far, but safety-wise, shouldn't be your first choice. Also, it is not recommended as a country you would use to hide assets. So maybe they are trying to run, but too dumb to actually research where to flee to. This seems like it could be shady. I don't know what or why, but I just feel it in my waters. What in the world was he doing in Nicaragua? Amy Duggar King has been in touch with the fans on social media amid her husband's legal issues. The CountingOn alum previously mentioned that their restaurant has been dealing with a crazy situation. Aside from that, she doesn't seem to worry about the huge punishment fee Dylan had to pay. Amy even took to social media last month to share a photo of herself as she cuts her hair short. She has also uploaded photos from her fun activities with her son, Daxton. Jana Dugger is back with new updates amid her life as a married woman. The 35-year-old tied the knot with Stephen Wisman on August 15, 2024. Many fans were surprised when Jana defied all speculations that she would continue living as a single woman in Jim, Bob, and Michelle's house. Jana is currently in Nebraska with Stephen, but it seems her siblings are already missing her as they reunite for an unforgettable day. One of Jana's last vlogs before going silent for a few weeks was about her fixer-upper project with Stephen. The CountingOn alum has been renovating her new house with her husband in Nebraska. She did a 3D plan where she transferred doors and utilized the extra rooms in their house. Jim, Bob, Michelle, and some of their kids also came over to help the newlyweds. But it seems some of Jana's sisters want to spend more time with her and Stephen. Jana Dugger recently took to Instagram to share a clip from her latest bonding time with her sisters, Johanna and Jennifer. The CountingOn alum first shared their lunch at a cafe. Moments later, they went to Goodwill to play and shop. Johanna and Jennifer spent the night at Jana and Stephen's home. They even made pizzas and other delicious treats. Johanna and Jennifer later watched movies with the married couple while all of them were wearing facial masks. But their adventures didn't stop there. A day later, Stephen and Jana brought the two to a mini golf park, where they played for the entire day. Aside from vlogging, Jana Dugger has also become a social media influencer, just like many of her siblings. Recently, the CountingOn alum shared a clip of herself endorsing an emergency car battery pack. She has also been promoting healthcare products. One of them was an organic lemon juice. While Jana hustles online, Stephen Wisman works at his father Lauren's business, Wisman Enterprises, in Milford, Nebraska. He's also a licensed pilot and a musician. Jana has also been a supportive wife by watching her husband and the Wisman family's live performances. Jinger Duggar has been having quite a busy life since releasing her newest book last month. The 31-year-old mom has participated in interviews to promote her memoir, People Pleaser: Breaking Free from the Burden of Imaginary Expectations. She likes to talk about how she found true freedom after living under the expectations of others for many years. But Jinger's latest interview was different this time, as she opened up about one of her most embarrassing moments as a mother. Jinger recently took to social media to share clips from her dream crossover. The CountingOn alum did a podcast episode with Tori and Zach Roloff from Little People Big World. They talked about many aspects of life, especially the things they have in common. Jinger added that she's a fan of how Tori and Zach were able to handle all the online scrutiny and negativity. Zach also shared some fun details about his family during the podcast. One of them revealed that his father was an Ewok character in the movie Star Wars. Jinger Duggar recently participated in an interview where she opened up about her issues with water. According to the CountingOn alum, she had never learned how to swim when she was a child, adding that it may be difficult to learn because they always wore long swim skirts in the pool. She added, "I didn't know how to swim. It was something that I was embarrassed about for years." However, when she moved to Los Angeles in 2019, Jinger realized that she had to face her fears because there was water everywhere. She continued, "Once I had kids and we were in LA, there's water everywhere. Every other person seems to have a pool, leaving her with no other choice but to start learning how to swim." She sought help from a friend from Hawaii. It took her some time to understand the basics of swimming. She added, "One day it clicked, and it was amazing because I was like, I'm so glad I didn't give up. So now, I can jump in our deep pool, and I can swim." Aside from swimming, Jinger Duggar also revealed in a previous interview that she was scared of horses. According to the CountingOn alum, she suffered from a scary accident after the horse she was riding started panicking when they moved to a small body of water. It happened when they were still filming for their reality show. Nobody thought that the horse didn't like water. Since then, Jinger has avoided doing any activities involving horses. It's no secret that Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar raised their children under the strict rules of fundamentalist Christianity, specifically the Institute in Basic Life Principles. Some of their 19 kids have denounced their cult-like upbringing, but still adhere to many of their family's religious and political beliefs. And Jinger Duggar critics think she sent a political message through fashion in a recent photo. As a refresher, Jinger, 31, is the sixth-born Duggar sibling. In 2016, she married Jeremy Vuolo, and they share two daughters, Felicity and Evangeline. They are expecting their third child, a baby boy, in March. On February 7, a Reddit user took to the r/Duggarsnark subreddit with a recent photo of Jinger. She originally posted it via Instagram in November 2023. The snap showed the former CountingOn star smiling while holding her younger daughter, Evangeline. Specifically, the thread called attention to Jinger's large, red cap with white lettering that read, "God First." The original poster posed a question to fellow Reddit users in the thread. Jinger making a statement. They speculated, is she wearing a red hat that says God First as commentary on how some pull worship Trump? Or is it not that deep, and she's just Duggaring? Since Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, supporters have donned red, "Make America Great Again" hats. The similarity of Jinger's cap to the MAGA hats prompted a discussion on her political leanings. One Reddit user wrote, "Oh, they almost certainly voted Trump, or possibly didn't vote at all. Can't remember if they posted about it. But it would not surprise me at all if they think they're holier than other Trump support speak. They don't worship him as a false idol." Another person theorized, "This reads more she's on the Trump train, and thinks he's doing the godly thing for this country. Ick how a felon with multiple rape claims against him is doing that, but they have a history of ignoring that type of behavior in the family." So, plenty of other Redditors agreed, with one person declaring simply, "It's absolutely what you think it is." Someone else speculated, "The statement she's making is, I want attention, and so this makes people think I'm engaging politically while still being above it all, and yet not enough to directly condemn the atrocities of our current administration, because I actually do support it." Yet another user commented, "Jinger is definitely on the Trump train, and she wore it on purpose to make it loud and clear." It's worth noting that neither Jinger nor Jeremy have publicly endorsed Trump. In fact, the former TLC stars have avoided making any specific political statements through the years. Jim Bob is a former Republican member of the Arkansas House of Representatives, but his kids may not have same ideals. For those unfamiliar with Jinger, let me give you a quick overview. Born on December 23, 1993, Jinger is the sixth child of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, known for their reality TV show 19 Kids and Counting. Raised in a devout Christian household, Jinger grew up under strict rules and traditions. Her childhood was filled with homeschooling, chores, and adhering to her parents' values. But like many people who grow up in highly structured environments, Jinger eventually began questioning some aspects of her life. In recent years, she has spoken openly about breaking away from certain expectations and forging her own path. She married former professional soccer player Jeremy Vullo in 2016, and together they have two daughters, Felicity and Ava. Through her journey, Jinger has become a role model for authenticity and courage. Now, let's talk about why swimming became such a significant part of Jinger's story. As a kid, Jinger struggled with swimming. Many of us take for granted the ability to jump into a pool without fear, but for Jinger, this wasn't the case. During her early years, she found herself intimidated by water, which led to frustration and embarrassment. This struggle likely stemmed from a combination of factors. For one, the Duggars were a large family with limited resources, meaning individual attention for each child's extracurricular needs could be challenging. Additionally, there's evidence to suggest that homeschooled children sometimes miss out on opportunities to participate in group sports or lessons outside the home. Whatever the reason, Jinger internalized these difficulties, leading to feelings of inadequacy. Fast forward to adulthood, and Jinger decided it was time to face her fear head-on. But here's the thing, learning to swim as an adult isn't easy. Not only do you have to overcome physical challenges, but there's also a psychological barrier. For Jinger, this meant confronting years of embarrassment and shame. Think about it. When you're a kid, you might feel awkward because your peers are better than you at something. But as an adult, that feeling amplifies. You worry about being judged, looking silly, or even failing publicly. Jinger admitted that she initially hesitated to sign up for lessons because she didn't want others to see her struggle. Jinger's experience highlights a universal truth. It's hard to admit when we don't know how to do something, especially if society assumes it's a basic skill. Yet, instead of letting her fears hold her back, Jinger chose to embrace the challenge. So, how did Jinger tackle this daunting task? First, she had to shift her mindset. Instead of focusing on what she lacked, she reminded herself that it's never too late to learn something new. With Jeremy's support, she signed up for private swimming lessons tailored to adults. Her instructor broke down the process into manageable steps, starting with simple breathing techniques, and gradually moving to floating, kicking, and finally, full strokes. Progress was slow, but consistent. And along the way, Jinger discovered something unexpected: joy. By documenting her journey online, Jinger inspired countless fans who related to her struggles. She showed them that it's okay to start over, no matter your age or background. Jinger's story teaches us several valuable lessons. First and foremost, it reminds us that it's never too late to try something new. Whether it's learning to swim, picking up a musical instrument, or pursuing a passion project. The only limits are the ones we impose on ourselves. Secondly, Jinger demonstrates the power of perseverance. Learning to swim as an adult required patience, determination, and a willingness to make mistakes. But through persistence, she proved that effort pays off. Finally, Jinger's openness about her struggles fosters connection. By sharing her journey, she reminds us that we're not alone in our insecurities. There's strength in vulnerability, and there's beauty in watching someone transform their weaknesses into strengths. Unsurprisingly, Jinger's decision to share her swimming journey resonated deeply with her fans. Many praised her honesty and bravery, while others shared their own stories of overcoming similar obstacles. It's clear that Jinger's transparency has created a ripple effect, encouraging others to step outside their comfort zones. That's the true mark of a leader, someone who uses their platform to uplift and inspire. In conclusion, Jinger Duggar's journey of learning to swim as an adult is more than just a personal triumph. It's a testament to the human spirit. It reminds us that growth often requires discomfort, but the rewards are worth it. So, whether you're facing a fear, chasing a dream, or simply trying something new, remember Jinger's story. Take that leap of faith. You might surprise yourself.